in your gut, do you feel good about human beings?
Yeah, I'm optimistic about the goodwill, the pleasantness, the niceness, the kindness of most people. Most people don't like to see suffering. Most people will feel sympathy for somebody who is suffering and try to bring it to an end.
What's your moral code?
I suppose it's a version of the golden rule. Don't do unto others what you wouldn't wish them to do to you. I do feel intense, vicarious sadness when I encounter sadness in others. It doesn't have to be in my own species. I mean, it could be of another species as well. My moral code is definitely nothing to do with the sort of busybody-ish religious moral code that cares about what people do in private, and what they do with their sex organs and things like that. It seems to me to be an utterly private matter, nothing to do with morals. I despise that kind of alleged morality, deeply despise it.
And how do you deal with that sense of despising something?
What can I do? Write about it, speak about it. My weapons are words.
What would you like to live long enough to know the answer to?
I'm not a physicist, but physicists talk about a theory of everything. Talk about understanding those corners of physics, of the universe, of the cosmos, which we still don't yet have a grasp of. And it's not impossible that will come in the next few decades, even in the next couple of years, perhaps.
So that concept to me is, my small brain is starting to explode.
Well, me too,
that.
yes. I mean, I agree with that, and I'm pretty pessimistic that I would personally understand the theory of everything. I don't know enough physics or mathematics to do that. But I think if the theory of everything said we now understand where the laws of physics come from, where the physical constants come from, why there is a universe at all, how it started, if indeed started means anything. I think physicists are not far from that now, and it may just need one more little push, and they might be there.
That question of starting, the ultimate question, does it not drive you mad? Trying to think of that,
well, yes,
whatever the original thing was.
Yeah, it does.
And what it formed from.
I mean, physicists, many of them will say that you're not allowed to ask the question, what was there before the Big Bang? And I can't deal with that.
But you say you can't deal with that, but you have to accept it.
I think I'm humble enough to feel, well, what I can't deal with doesn't necessarily mean that it's undealable with. I'm coming perilously close to saying, to a sort of faith position where I'm saying, I've got faith in, well, in immediate proximal sense, in other scientists, that they understand it. I'm fully aware that I can't understand some things that other scientists can. And so there's a kind of element of faith. But it's a faith that's borne out by the experience of what works.
What do you believe in that you can't prove?
If there is life on other planets, then, this is something I've written about quite often, then I believe that it will turn out to be Darwinian life, in the sense that it's based upon some version of Darwinian natural selection. And that I can't prove, in the sense that I can't see life on other planets, but I can make it plausible by setting out an argument based partly upon, it's not really based upon life on this planet, but almost based upon logic, actually. But it's not something I can prove.
Where this show started was actually that T.S. Eliot quote, where is the wisdom we've lost in knowledge, where is the knowledge we've lost in information, which to me suggested that there's an innate core knowledge learned from experience, which isn't necessarily something that's gained from books, it's from observation and from having lived life. How would you define wisdom?
I don't do. Let's not have any definitions.
Definitions,
There's a perfectly good dictionary on the shelf. You can go and look it up.
Well, I guess the operative word there was you, but
I'm not going to get into the business of defining words that already have dictionary definitions.
I will not ask you for another definition. I promise. You present always as very confident and very clear in your arguments. When do you doubt yourself?
When people ask me how I define words that I have no particular specialised knowledge of, I doubt myself sufficiently to decline to answer the question.
Is that doubt or is that dismissal?
No, it's doubt.
Really?
I have nothing to add to the dictionary definition of a word like wisdom.
It's interesting, though, because, and again, I really am not trying to trap you here. As I said, the operative word was you. What I'm interested in is what you draw from it. But your way of responding to that is to say, no, you're after a dictionary definition.
Okay, well, I doubt myself enough to feel that why should anybody be interested in I mean, I should expect people perhaps to be interested in what I can tell them about evolution, which I've spent a lifetime talking about. But I don't feel I've got anything very wise, I suppose, to say about wisdom.
What do you see when you look in the mirror?
I don't have an interesting answer to that. I mean, I see myself. No, cut that one. Okay. I guess I've probably dodged all the questions that you've been told to put to everybody.
No, not that I've been told, that I've chosen.
You've chosen to.
No,
okay.
Not all of them, but many. Yes, most of the personal ones.
Yeah.
But that is your choice.
My choice is that I don't think people should be interested in me, but I hope I may have something interesting to say about the world.
Indeed you do, and I guess it's that, as I said when I first met you, that rigour, the way you have so rigorously approached the way you examine the world, that does make you interesting.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad you think that. But perhaps let it stand at that rather than ask me to say it myself and to define anything about myself.
I do have one final question. Having read some of your work, having looked at a lot of your work, I'm curious, what star sign are you?
You serious?
No, I just wanted to see your response. And it was worth it. Richard, thank you very much. Thank you.